Welcome to Stock Dogs Unleashed. Get ready for another episode where we dig deep into ranching life and the world of the working dog.
From the ups and downs of handling cattle to training the perfect stock dog, we're sharing it all.
We'll be telling some crazy stories, offering tips and tricks, and of course throwing in a little bit of humor along the way.
Whether you're working on the ranch or just love hearing about it, there's something here for everyone.
So sit back, grab your coffee, and let's get this episode rolling.
All right, welcome back to Stock Dogs Unleashed, Travis, on a brisk, cold winter morning.
Yeah, we actually got probably 2 inches of snow here last night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I don't like it. I like it because it makes the grass grow. I get that we need it, but I was driving my son home from wrestling practice last night and I couldn't see much in front of the road, and everyone seems to, as soon as a bit of white stuff hits the ground, everyone's like, well, we better double our speed. And if we can't see, we better just push through it, drive by braille.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. So,
Yeah, you're supposed to stay home when it's snowing. That's what old people do like us.
yeah, well, you have a hard time seeing when it's daytime in the middle of summer, so I get it.
Shit, I got perfect vision, bud. Perfect vision.
Yeah. Well, I actually did some more dog working after we spoke and a little bit more, and it's been fun. I taken some older dogs that weren't exposed as puppies and working them, and that's never fun.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think we talked about it a little earlier, but
Oh, you're talking about an older dog that's not trained.
yes, yep, and starting them and like a 2-year-old or a 1.5-year-old dog, taking them out when they haven't been exposed to livestock for people, or it's a little tricky to get them build that addiction. And I know that you're in agreement that you really got to build the addiction of working before you can really start training on these buggers.
Yep. I think even worse when they're like, because I've had people bring me their pets that are 2 years old, but if they spent 2 years being told to stay out of stuff or just not being exposed to it enough, and even though they want to be a herding dog, it really seems like to me there's something lost there that you miss from when they're 3 months old, 5 months old, 8 months old, getting them interactions with their livestock and really building that addiction.
Yeah, I think, I'm with you. I think it's easier when you do that, but it's not a lost cause.
No.
It's just harder.
Yeah.
It's just you've got to bring that instinct out, and it takes a little bit longer, and you feel always behind the game because they're older and you got to work more on.
Part of the truth on that is, like we were talking, was that when you turn a 3-month-old puppy out, they can go as wild as they want, and they can only do so much damage. But and then you can let them be excited and wild and just run with their instincts, But you take a 2-year-old dog that does that, and they're going to kill something if they have good enough prey drive. And it gets then you're really, really hard on your training stock, and you're trying to be easier on your training stock, but yet communicate to the dog he needs to settle down, and you risk ruining his demeanor when you ask that, and it gets a lot more confusing when they're working with a 2-year-old dog that doesn't know anything about their livestock or training yet.
Yeah. And so, but then there is for people out there listening, when there's a lot of things that you can do to make them better, but it's also it can be bad just taking your pup and having your young pup, letting him do whatever he wants on the stock, and like building the addiction. You've got to build it in a structural way that they are learning and working, but it's very low learning.
So
but
if you had a choice, which one would it be?
Oh, the pup for sure.
Let the pup be too much repetitions of bad habits versus the dog that doesn't get any.
Yeah, but I think like a bad habit is like if you put your pup in and it just runs in and grabs hold of stock and chases them willy-nilly and no purpose. I think that's not great. I don't think for a little tiny young pup it's not a big deal, but I think get in there and influence them a little bit just to show them it's fun, and
right.
But you're there. And I do, and then here's the other side of that coin. I've got a couple of ranchers' dogs in training right now that are a year and a half old, and they're very addicted because they've been going since they were 6-8 months old, and they've got their ways of working kind of set in their mind, and that's kind of hard habit to break too. But they're into their work.
To me, that's almost the hardest one. Like, I don't think you're ever gonna get them back on your side. You can. I say that. I mean, like, their foundation's always going to be what they are, what they got. You know,
that's going to be their natural ability, and I'm lucky enough that these ones have been. They're not horrible, but yeah, they go back to it, and I think Band-Aids is what you're putting on it. You're putting training Band-Aids on. Unless you can do as many repetitions as they've had doing the wrong thing, like 3 times the amount of times doing the right thing, you might cure it. But I think that's pretty hard to do when these dogs are going to work and spending hours and hours doing something. That's a lot of training. But you can Band-Aid it up, and if the guy continues understands how you kind of see what they're doing and train on it a little bit while they're out there, you can keep them pretty correct. So they're not a lost cause either. But there's a lot of bad things now we're talking about that you can do with your dog, but still don't let that scare people. Go out and use them and try whatever you want. That's for sure. And practice and try to get better. If you're trying, they'll be better than they would be.
Yeah, Brick is a perfect example of. I tried like 5 different styles of training, and I had a Kelpie. My first dog was a Kelpie, and then Brick was my second dog. And my Kelpie was so not mechanical, but like slow. She was calm and easygoing, and it took me a lot to teach her to hustle. She didn't learn to hustle until she actually started working livestock that was running away. She's like, "Oh man, I better hurry. They're going to leave," you know. And it took her, and for a long time, she just let them leave. She would let them go 200 yards, and she just trot behind them. And I'm like, "Hurry, go get them." She'd just trot behind them till they ran into a fence somewhere, and then she'd very politely scoop them back up and bring them right back to me. And it took hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of repetitions of that before she's like, "Man, I am sick and tired of going down there 200 yards to get these sheep. I'm just going to hustle a little bit and shut them down now." And it's like, and I would jump up and down and do the biggest celebration in the world every time, like the few times that she would shut them down before they left. And then gradually she was like, "Oh, you know what? This is actually the fun part when I get to hustle and shut this stuff down before it leaves," you know? But Brick, on that note, when I was training Brick, he was extremely fast and wild and 100 miles an hour. And I was like, heck yeah, this is so much better than Melly. It's insane, you know? And so he got a solid year foundation of just flying 1,000 miles an hour. And as soon as he gets there, get him a bite and get shit moving. And he'd have a herd of cows coming on a lope to me, you know, and I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And everybody, as soon as I started getting into more clinics, everybody's like, "Yep, yes, dog's an asshole," you know. And I'm like, "He's amazing."
No, he's not. He's not.
He's amazing. And that's exactly right. The rest of his life, it was Band-Aids. Now, when you say Band-Aids, I could keep Brick's Band-Aids on to a certain level because I would not permit him to work another way at some point. Now, getting a 10-inch stop out of him to go to a dog trial, I could never keep that Band-Aid on. I could get it, you know, get him very precise, but then just like 2 dog trials and it would fall right off. Or if I went and gathered my cows one time, it would fall off. He's like, "Yep, back to normal."
Yep.
So
yeah. No, it's tough, but yeah, that's all you can do, really, I think. But yeah, I don't know if there's any cure, but if you, like I said, I think if they've got one bad habit, you've got to do it 3 times correctly before it becomes more of their.
Yeah, explain that a little better. You've said that twice now, and people are probably trying to do the math on that. Like,
Well,
if you did a bad habit 4 times,
you got to do it 12 times.
you gotta
Correct.
do it correct 12 times or 15
As many
times to
times,
make it, to get him over that habit. So,
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think it fully goes away, but it's 90% going to be good. I think if you can keep that, that's why training on them and going to clinics and learning from people and doing things, you create less bad habits, and the dog's foundation is only good, and you don't have to have them band-aids. That's what that dog knows.
in my opinion, it does go away if you can actually do it 3 to 4 times more, many times than he ever did it wrong. The unrealistic part is say when you're gathering your cows for 20 minutes, that dog's doing this little thing that's wrong, like wearing or biting or something that he's doing wrong, and he will do it 3 times every 30 seconds. And you drive your cows 20 minutes, he's done it 1,000 times right there. And that was just the one day you gathered cows. If you gathered cows for 6 months, you're looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of repetitions of him doing this little tick thing that he does wrong. And it's ingrained in him at that point. And you can, like Brick, I could tell him, you knock that off right now. Because he knew that I was looking at that tick of his and saying, don't do it. And he was like, oh, Chance is watching, don't do it. Oh, Chance isn't watching, go do it.
Yeah.
So you can definitely train him out of it if you catch it. That's the whole point of early on in their foundation. It's like you're watching for all those little things that, nope, we're not going to pick up that habit. Nope, we're not going to pick up. They'll do it. They'll do it 10, 15 times maybe. And you start catching on. You're like, ooh, you little bugger. And I'm going to shut that down, And so I think 100% you can change it and you can change their mind completely. But it's realizing the depth of how many times they've actually done it wrong, how ingrained it is.
Yeah, no, and that's I agree with that, and I think that, but in saying that too, if people are at home and they've got that 1.5-year-old ranch dog or whatever, and they've been working them, it's not like, and they're trying to train them like, oh, I heard this and it's game over. That's not what I'm saying at all. Work the dog for what it is, and your next one, you'll know what to pay attention to. The dog's not no good because it has some bad habits.
Absolutely.
I think people get, because the training is putting pressure on yourself to make this nice dog, and you're putting a lot of work into it. And shoot, I'm putting bad habits in my dogs still to this day. Like, then I'm finding out, but they've got a lot less than when I started.
Right.
It's there. There's going to be always something you're going to discover and learn, like, oh crap, I went too far, I did this. So you just work the dog for what it is and accept it. Try to keep them pretty correct, but eventually you've done the work. The dog's going to be pretty nice, even despite his flaws, if they have them. And I think that
I don't care if the dog does it completely wrong compared to how the professionals want it. You know what I mean? Like, mine and your dogs don't resemble the professionals. They resemble them, but they're, you know what I mean? That's another league. But,
hey, I don't know. I feed mine the same way they feed theirs.
Right. But when I go to use my dog, I'm just plumb tickled when I go to do a job. Like, I feel like my dogs are overtrained for normal work. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was never disappointed in how Brick worked until people told me to be disappointed in how Brick worked. And then my standards, got higher. And thank God Brick had the desire to keep trying to change all the time. And he just wanted to work, But shit, I wouldn't even worry about it. If you're doing anything with your dog, you're winning. If you train him to sit versus nothing, you're winning, You're going to have a better dog. I don't care. Even if it's wrong compared to how pros see it. That, this draws us right back into that whole novices shouldn't be getting paid to give advice. And that's the biggest malarkey in the world, because they know so much more than the regular person about training their dog,
Right.
And And if you're doing anything, you're improving. Your dog's going to be. When I was, I didn't get to be a novice, but when I was in that situation, freaking, I would take my dog everywhere, go everything, and I would show him off that he could walk off leash. And generally, the population around me was extremely impressed with my dog, And I'm like, and I'd just show them how I learned how to do that for free. But if somebody gets somebody to pay them to do that and to take that knowledge out of their head and use it, hell yeah, do it. Because like I said before, if you start teaching people what you know, you're going to advance so fast that you're only going to be in novice 1 year anyways. So who cares whether they're getting paid or not? I don't think that should be a stipulation that an association can put on their young handlers, like, oh, you better not be making money or we'll penalize you here. No, why don't you just wait till they're a good handler and then freaking move them up?
Yeah, no,
I think almost every association does that, don't they?
I have no idea. I'm not sure. I think so. I'm not sure though. I'm not 100%.
I guess I'm just trying to point out that I'm not picking on any entity on its own. I think they all generally have a no novice getting outside dogs rule.
It sounds right.
I don't know.
But in saying that, but I see, for me, before I really started getting into it, my dogs, I could go out and do a job on the ranch, and sometimes they were hard. Sometimes the dogs were fresh, or sometimes they wouldn't take their stops, but we always got the job done, and they were pretty good. And that was my stand, and I accepted that for a long time. And I think that's what happens to a lot of people out there. They're like, well, I got 3 dogs and I take them, and there ain't a job I can't complete, so they're good enough for me.
Right.
And that is true. But accepting it is a hard thing. And I think people like that, because usually they're pretty good with a horse and pretty good with the dogs they have. And if they accept, the dogs will stay in that position forever. And because you hear that all the time, it's like, oh, well, I'm just on the ranch, I don't need that fancy stuff. And that's somewhat true, but man, it makes it
what do you
so much nicer. I'm saying that don't accept where your dogs are at now, evaluate them honestly, and try to grow. It'll only benefit you and your dogs. With the dogs you got, you don't have to get new ones and go start training pups and start all over again. It's ideal, but just play around with the dogs you do have and sharpen them up a little bit, and you'll see some great results, and you'll enjoy them and enjoy the work more on the ranch. But yeah, I think a lot of people out there bring them time on the back of the truck or load them in with the horses, jump them out, go to work, jump back in, then jump in their kennel when they get home. And that dog's going to be like that forever. And I think people accept it. But if you strive for just a little bit of betterness, like perfection, they'll just get better and better.
Yeah. And see, in my opinion, you're good. If you're satisfied with what your dog is, great, you're good. I mean, I will say you can, no matter what button you put on your dog, what command, what trick, you'll never regret it. And the only thing you'll regret by putting more commands on your dog and getting a little fancier is the rest of your dogs, the rest of your life will have to have all those buttons, because then you're spoiled.
Yeah.
But if you're good, if your dogs are working and they get the job done and you're loving life, you're kicking ass. I'm happy for you. That's amazing. Freaking. Yeah, you can always get better. Like I can get better, look at James Butler and Joni Tennigen and Michael Dow, and these guys are just at a whole nother league in there. And that's where they set their standards. But because you're doing a different job and a different world, and then your dogs are working and they make your life easier, hell yeah, you won.
Yeah, no, and there's lots of things, and like some of the things I see that is people be out and they're always telling the dog, get back behind their horse, and that's great. And a lot of guys get that pretty quick because of their dog, or because they've got the experience to get it. But if you're having trouble with that, try doing it off your horse, at home, no stock, and teach your dog that before you just go out and do your job. And then that little problem of telling your dog get back, is gone. Like there's lots of little things to
Yep.
to not accept. If they bother you and you have the want, work on it a little bit and you'll see results no matter what dog it is. And
Absolutely.
but yeah, no, I keep
And
striving for better.
I don't think there's a single trick you can put on your dog out there that you'll regret. You know, there's not one.
No. So
You'll be the cool guy on the block if you freaking show up out there to gather cows and your dog doesn't have to be told to get back. But then when he's asked to come in, he comes right in.
yeah. I know for me it was I'd take my dogs and do my jobs, and then I'd go day work and I'd see someone else's dog and I'd tell them how good I thought my dogs were, and they'd tell me how good they thought their dogs were, and we'd get out there and my dogs would sometimes do things better than theirs, and then I'd be like, yeah, look at that. Same day, their dogs would do something better than mine, and I'd be like, oh, how did you get them to do that? And so it's good to go around and work your dogs around other people so you can see where you're at too. Don't have to go to trials or anything, but just strive and be better. I like it.
Yep.
I try to do it with horses, dogs, everything. But and I'm a flaming pile most of the time, so I'm just trying to increase them. But it's fun. It's a journey. You fail, you win. It's a journey.
Yep. How's your old comp dog coming along? We haven't talked about the competition dogs for a minute.
Oh yeah. I actually was been working on her a bit. She's been coming inside the house and sitting on a barrel while we watch TV and all the kids hang out or whatever at night. We've been doing that, trying to get her just to relax and start thinking. The first time she did it, she actually made herself physically sick.
Really?
Yeah, because there's so much going on and she was so wound up. Because she's getting better on stock where she's starting to think, but off stock she's doing the right things, but I can tell that her brain's 100 miles an hour. So
yeah, she's obeying, but her mind isn't under control, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. Yeah, it'd be horrible to live in her brain off stock with me, just doing odd things going around. She's just she's like a tweaker, just head snapping and watching, and it's all like a Tasmanian devil spinning around in her head. So I bring her in, and
what did it look like when she got sick?
Like every dog does, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, did she get sleepy? Did she get dizzy? She threw up? She
threw up?
Shit
yeah,
everywhere.
No, she's sitting on the barrel, and I just put it by the front door, and she sits there, and the kids walk by, and there's so much stimulus going on that it was just too much for her, and she was real jittery and spinning around on the barrel and even whining a little bit. And then I could see her starting to get ready to throw up, and I took her outside, and she did, and bring her back in, and then she started, like, now it's getting better. Like, she'll sit on it for a few hours, and it's getting better and better where she'll just sit there, not excited. Sometimes she'll lay down and try to go to sleep. Like, it's becoming old news to her.
Perfect.
Which is good, but it is amazing. You give her a few days off from it, and she takes, instead of being 5 minutes to get to that point, she takes 15. So I'm just trying to make her so she can calm down and get to thinking. It's been helping her works.
Good.
A lot too. I take her out I'll do that at night, and then I'll work her in the mornings, and she's a lot better. Yesterday I worked her, and I took her in. She was a little wound up, I thought. So I did some barrel exercises, like putting her on the barrel, off the barrel from a distance, getting her mind off wanting to, right beside the pen of the sheep, making her want to calm down and get her mind off killing my sheep. And then we did that for 10 minutes, and she started looking around and not just staring the sheep. She started kind of paying attention to her surroundings, and I jumped her off. We went in the pen, and it was a great work. I was really, really happy with her in that aspect. But she's a little softer on the sheep than she is the calves.
That's good.
yeah, if there's
That's usually a real sign of strength.
well, yeah, I hope so. We'll see. I'll be able to tell you.
I mean, that's my experience. When a dog gets to that confidence level that he's easier on sheep, especially with his bite or lack of bite, than he is on cattle, then to me it's a bigger sign of strength. They're like, I don't need to bite this little sheep. It's a sheep,
Yeah, and I don't know. Like she's still like if I ask her to bite one, I'm sure she's
right, but she's just when she's in her own mind, she's easier on them.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
I think
when
I
she's
was telling
calm.
you that the other day. I put some calves in the arena and like Bane and Archie, who else was it? Fancy. They all they were actually more pushy and bit more often. Now, 2 reasons. They're so used to the sheep just getting out of their way that they're like, oh, you're disrespecting me, whack. But also you can tell, I think I was telling you the other day that you can watch every one of their demeanors just rise a little bit like, oh yeah, cattle. You bring it, suckers. Because they automatically, they read, okay, we're going to have a little bit more pressure. There's going to be a little bit more confrontation. They just get more excited for it versus the sheep. They're like, oh, they're just going to move and I don't even need to worry about it. I don't know. My own opinion.
Yeah. No, I think I think you're right because I was sending her down. The sheep would be 3 foot off the fence, and I'd send her along the fence. And if their bum's pointed towards them, she's not as interested. Versus a head, like that's what she wants.
Yep.
But they're sort of parallel with the fence, and she'll go down past them and clear them and work like create a bubble, and she's happy to do that. With the calves, I've got to be more careful because that 3 foot, she's thinking about coming. If they poke their nose out, it's game on.
Yeah.
Which I love, but I do need her to. Oh no!
You haven't been recording.
No, it just said it's full of. Remember what we were talking about for a second. That's have to be.
If they poke their noses out on the cattle.
Okay, good. Yeah, but on the cattle should go down, and they're more of a magnet to her than the sheep are.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, and it could be a little bit of a bad thing too. It's kind of hard to tell, but early on, because sometimes, okay, maybe they're a little bit scared of the cattle, so that gets their adrenaline going more. You know what I mean? But as long as their decisions is go, yeah, I'm coming at you, bud. That tickles me pink.
Yeah. So that's a battle been having, but the sheep are real easy to load in the trailer. I can load them wherever. I don't have to have any. I can just let them out and they run to their trailer and jump in if there's a dog around. And then the calves do the same, but they're little jerseys, so they're not as athletic just to jump in. So it's more of a waiting game. If it's raining or in a rush, they take a little second to get in.
Nice.
So, did you see the new food off dog topics? Did you see the new food pyramid that Trump come out with?
No.
It's legit.
What?
It's got like, let me see. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I'll look it up right now. It's pretty cool, but it's got like beef, chicken, cheese, dairy, fruit and veggies at the top now.
Instead of grain.
Down the bottom. Yeah, instead at the bottom it's whole grains, and then in the middle you got the fruit and stuff. But
that's good.
That's going to be pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason why everybody has acid reflux and all that shit, heartburn.
Yeah, it's going to be neat. Yeah, which means like they'll see some of them people with food stamps getting some good food because it'll be what they're supposed to be buying, and kids at school won't be eating crap as much. They'll be eating them school lunches will be better food, better for them.
Yep.
So that's pretty neat.
Yep. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you want to jump back and talk about my com dog?
Yes. Yeah. Let's hear it. How's her leg?
Well, she uses it, but she's not. You can see the muscle mass is half what the other one is. Like, I don't know. Just so everybody knows, she 30, 45 days ago, she just did something. I don't even know what. She freaking tore something in her leg, tore something in her hip. I don't know. She's been limping and hurting, and I think it's just a tendon because it's not broke.
For the people out there, it's not jumping out of a truck, is it?
No. Frick, no. So she got in a wreck. She wadded up, got excited, tore off on some sheep on me, and whatever. I got rocks. I got cobble rocks everywhere, and something got twisted wrong when she went in. So first I gave her 30 days off, and then she got where she was using it, but packing it, taking care of it really good. So I started going back into her training about a week or two ago. But so she uses it all the time, but she still, like, when she runs, you can tell she's babying it. She's using that other leg as a main leg, So I don't know if there's something permanent or temporary that's still healing. She still gets better, a little better all the time. And obviously your training sessions are as easy going as I can make them. You know what I mean? Calm, with no interaction with the livestock, so that she doesn't injure it again. But I don't want to fall too far behind you or put the competition off too far, But so I think she's doing all right. I did notice that I FaceTimed you and showed you all about my comp dog, and you've been kind of keeping yours in the hiding sack.
In under wraps. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of just letting everybody wonder what old Travis is up to.
Yeah, exactly. It's the mystery man. Gilly's a mystery.
Mm-hmm. So Quinn is, I've advanced her past her corners. Her there is not super crisp, but I'd like it to be crisper. That's what I got to work on. But also, to get a real quick there, you also have to ask your dog to be pretty athletic. And right now she's not super athletic.
Right.
I got to help her into the back of the buggy, help her up into her kennel. It's been fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a real blast. Well, I'm hoping she recovers good.
I think she'll be fine. I still think she'll kick your butt, but we'll see.
Maybe so. Yeah, maybe so.
DJ's real pushing for us to do the finale at his March trial.
Yeah.
Little competition there. So
yeah. Well, I don't know about you. Well, I'm pretty sure you as well now because of that. But our 6 months of training is actually truly probably going to be 3 months because I'm not working her every day. Whether it be,
sounds like you are, but it's in different. Like you're having to work on her brain. Yeah. She's been around, but yeah. And then my dumb dog's over there trying to heal, so it's a little bit of a slow process right now. There ain't been a bunch to talk about.
No, and I mean, we said it at the start. I think still do the competition. I had higher expectations. I thought I'd get more achieved with her. And can do the same one, but I think I'm going as fast as she'll let me.
Yeah.
And the amount of days that I've got. So
that's what you have to do with the dog you picked, is go as fast as they'll let you.
Yep. So, which is crazy. There's a couple of dogs that I have that are making me feel like a real dog trainer because they're picking things up really fast. And you think, gosh dang, why can't Gilly be like this? But different personality, different dog, different experiences. She's just we just go at her speed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. It goes, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yep. Gilly is Rome. You should have named her Rome.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. But yeah, it's, I'm actually enjoying sitting inside doing this podcast right now, looking out and seeing the snow. It looks not super fun.
We're all
the days planned.
We're all fogged in and nasty looking, but I think the sun will still come out and show us some stuff.
Yeah, which will be fun.
But so anyways, the competition is still very on, and
Yes.
Our dogs aren't going to look as sharp as we wanted them to at 6 months, but that's just because we're shitty trainers, not because of anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only reason.
But there's no excuses. There's no excuses. They still will be showed.
Let's advertise a dog competition on how good I can train a dog, and then I'm going to leave it sitting in the kennels 3/4 the time.
No, it's still going to get shown, and they're going to be. I'm still impressed with where my dog's at. How far she's advanced from where she was. So I'm excited, and we've still got a couple months left, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot. But I do think I know there's people out there that you work them every day, and you do it for 6 months. You're going to have a nice dog, and that was my goal. It's just life and time got in the way. It's an excuse, but that's what happened.
Yep.
And I'm just going to keep rolling with it and see where we end up. I'm still excited to see where she ends up.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but no, that'll be good. I got some young pups I put on yesterday out of Slim that have been acting. They've been a little slower to get addicted and turned on, but both of them had worked or turned on now, flying around, and I'm just playing around with them. Heck yeah.
Freaking, when I was going to bring that up earlier, when you were talking about Gilly and wanting that nose and that stuff, I was going to tell you, like, I stock tested a bunch of my 6-month-old pups the other day on my big Rams, and them big Rams, they know, like, it's funny because all depend on what dog is in the pen. If it's a little ass biter and he's scared of the head, pretty quick you'll have like 9 Rams all backed into a corner, all facing the dog. But if you got one of them little nose nippers that doesn't know what a heel looks like, all of a sudden there's a pyramid in the center of in the corner of the pen, and they're all standing on their hind legs, and their noses are as far up in the air as they can hide them. And I literally had a pup the other day that it took her. I just kept filming because I was like, she's gonna get this, and she got to the point where she would launch herself up and climb that pyramid of sheep and grab a nose and bring it down with her. Like, it was cool. It was cool.
See, it's good to see an instinct that strong.
Oh yeah, but like it just shuts them down. They're sitting there, they're sitting there on the back end of them sheep, and they're just like, oh man, I wish I had something to bite. And it's pure genetic instincts. And they're just like, yep, leg, nope. There's a nut sack, a leg. There's a tail. There's a belly. Nope. Oh man, what am I going to bite here? There's nothing to bite, you know? And then a sheep turns around. They're like, oh, there's the sweet spot. And they go for a nose. It's absolutely amazing to watch them genetically can't find somewhere to bite on the sheep except for its nostrils. You know?
Yeah, it is. It's neat. We talked about in the last episode on that pup of that client that comes out and's been working her pup with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working him again, and it's funny. He's so calm, gentle, nice, go around the sheep, real soft. If they're in his way, like he'll either bump him with his nose, or he might do a really kind heel bite. Really soft heel bite. And he's just pushing by them, and like they're 6. He's touching them with his side when he's going around them. And I have one little ram in there that's kind of a little asshole, really. And he usually sorts the weak dogs out. He usually, once he knows, he just stops and then faces up and stomps his foot and gives them a bump just to see. And if they don't do it, he won't move no more.
Yep.
And I don't know what he was thinking. It's happened to him twice now with this exact same dog. That dog lulled him into this sense of like, that dog's not doing anything. He's just moving me for no reason. He spun around and went to hit that dog, and that is a mistake because that dog is all there.
That's funny.
And that dog, that ram goes to butt him, and that dog's like, thank you, that's exactly what I wanted. Bang, gotcha. And he's made the mistake twice with the same dog. And he doesn't, a lot of the other dogs that I'm working, he won't, if they're weaker dogs, or like if they're a bit worried about the confrontation, he spots them, and then it's over. I've got to pull him out, or otherwise the dogs never get any wins from him.
And you're saying you're working some weak dogs right now?
I got some soft ones,
Oh.
that are in training. Yeah, I don't.
Really? And then it just screws up all the training when you got something that is confrontational all the time.
I think it hurts their confidence and doesn't make them feel strong. And I think they get like they're not. I don't think they like the confrontation. And I think, but you can teach them to get wins but we're early on this piece, just having something that's constant problem. I just cut him out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't work sheep because I'm working weak dogs. I work sheep because I want them to be thinking about what I'm trying to teach them, not confrontation and pressure from chance, both directions. You know what I mean? And even though they can handle it, given one or the other, it's not fair to put both of them on them at the same time.
Yeah. And I would hate to say, like, everyone's like, well, Travis keeps weak dogs, and I keep working dogs, but I do get clients and they bring their dogs that sometimes are softer. So
I train soft dogs all the time. I've got multiple soft dogs right now. You know, are they the ones I breed and try to have puppies out of? No, but they're still nice dogs, and they come from all over the place. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's what I was.
And they want to work. They want to work, but like I said, I don't care if I'm training an alligator. I don't do it on calves because I just assume when I ask the dog to make a maneuver, he makes a maneuver. The livestock reacts and he learns. Boom, boom, boom. You know, versus I'm asking him to do something and the livestock saying, "Make me," and he's like, "Oh, hang on, I got to stop listening to you for a second and deal with this, or I have to try to do both." You know, and it's just not productive. That's all there is to it. I don't care how strong the dog is or how weak the dog is. It's smart to remove the animal that's confrontational all the time because it's just not productive in training.
Yeah, and he's a good ram. You know, like he's not nothing. But he tries them dogs if they show anything, and then I know he's a good tester. Then I know what's going on. But yeah, I cut him out usually, but it's for them dogs. But that pup, he lulls that ram into being, because he's so kind and gentle. He just trotting around there nice and perfect, and then that ram goes, "You're not going to do anything. I'm not moving anymore." And by golly, he regrets it when he faces up to that pup.
That's awesome.
It is. It's really, really neat. And that pup is, I mean, the first time he really hung on. And got him off. The second time, he hung on for a little bit longer and then let go on his own. But as soon as he let go, straight back to work and as kind as he would be any other time. He's very, doesn't get wound up much.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So he's always thinking, and them dogs are tough too, because, which is fun. Like, he's a nice dog, but they're tough because they're retaining so much because they're in that state of mind. They're so calm that if you're making mistakes, they will remember and they will learn. Like, they're a tough one if they're in them really calm, because they can learn the good habits and the bad habits. But you got to be careful. Yeah, I'm trying to be really on top of my game with him.
Yeah.
Because I think he retains everything.
Gotcha.
Or as much as he possibly can, he's remembering. So
don't you think every dog does that?
Yeah, I think so too. But I think when they're in that state of mind, that calm and relaxed, they're retaining more than, say, Gilly, who's when she starts to get wound up and things go wrong, she retains some of the good things and some of the bad things, but she doesn't retain it all because she's just so wound, you know?
Yep.
But this dog, he's remembering a lot more stuff, and it's showing in his works. So, which is exciting. I wish I owned him.
Does he, when you ask him to flank, does he do it slow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a medium trot, and he'll break into a little low, but he's pretty.
I've got one female right now that does a really long trot. Like, she really stretches out. And I'm actually really surprised at how fast she's going when I actually think about it. I'm like, she's covering some country, but she doesn't run. when I ask her to flank. But she's that same exact, just same description as you just gave on that dog. She just very calm until the moment of you know, if she's got a bite, then she get wound up. But until then, she's thinking constantly. She's learning extremely fast, but it seems like she's a little dull. You know what I mean? But it's all on her. I'm like, hurry, go, shh, watch them, and she's just like, stop it. I'm trying to think right now.
Yeah, yeah,
know?
and yeah, exactly. And I was talking to Lance the other day, and he rang up a point about dogs that are because we and him talk a fair bit, and some dogs I think are softer, and he'll say they're thinking dogs, and it's true, and he's right. And I thought about it because he's like, I think that dog's just a thinking dog, and it's processing that information and trying to put it together more than just come in and go crazy. And
That doesn't mean he's a soft dog, though.
No, doesn't mean it at all. But like, say, May, I have a client dog, May, Chance knows her, and she was pretty soft, not real pushy, not going to come in and cause much of a damage or anything like that. And here lately, now she's kind of figured out her job and got some confidence. She's serious about a bite, and I never really seen her bite anything. She just bites when it's necessary.
Yeah,
and
when she was at my house, when she showed up at my house, she bit everything. She come in actually very pushy when she come to my house. One thing she wouldn't do is clear her livestock in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
And so that's what I had to work on very first. Was just get her off her livestock, get out of there, freaking get some manners. Because she'd come right in and alligator bite them on the heels. And you're talking sheep that are getting out of the way anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really unfair to them.
Yep.
But
and yeah, she's come along now that I'd put her in front of a cow that was mad, if not on purpose, but I'd expect her to win that fight. She's very confident and very good at.
What do you mean?
If in confrontation, I've seen her just to stand her ground, and if I ask her to, she will walk into it.
Did you put her on I just didn't. That's all. I just didn't understand what you said. Did you put her on a cow, or did you said something about not on purpose?
Oh, if I haven't put her on anything big yet because she's not mine and I'm training her. I've put her on fresh yearlings, and she's proven that to me when they come out and sniff and kind of bellow and carry on. But I think I envision her.
You're saying if you accidentally put her on a cow, then you would expect her to hold her ground.
Yeah,
because she shows to be that strong.
Yeah, and I think she's going to be a hell of an asset for the owner with his cow operation. He has sheep where she gets a bit excited on the sheep still.
Yep.
She's definitely a little more wound up with them, but she's not grabbing hold of them, and she's not molesting the sheep. She's just moving a little fast for reactive sheep.
A little pushy.
Like have a little wild sheep, and she wants to get them to you as quick as possible.
That might serve her. That might serve her well when she actually gets on a couple thousand head of range sheep. You know what I mean? Because you got to be more pushy with range sheep than you are with hair sheep that are stocked.
Downside for her,
pen, you know.
Yeah, downside for her. Her owner he owns a lot of sheep, and he when the herders come in, they always leave 3 or 4 or forget. Like some of them just stay out in the mountain, and he goes around and looks and hunts these sheep. And if he sees someone on the side hill in the brush, he wants to be able to send her, and she brings the 3, 4, whatever, maybe 2, maybe it's 1 sheep to him, so he can get his sheep hook out and hook it and put it in the back of his truck, take it home.
Okay, what's the problem with that?
Well, I think there's no problem. Like if the sheep stick together or it's just one, she'll do that any day of the week. She will make sure that he gets that sheep to him. But if there's 7, and she runs out and she comes in and gets them a little reactive and they go different directions in the brush. I don't know how she'll wear herself out or if she'll find them all. She's pretty good. My sheep aren't like that because they're dog, like being trained with dogs. But these sheep,
You know what you
they'll
should
be a
do
couple of months without sheep.
to imitate
What?
to imitate that. You should go get a couple of goats that don't know each other, and then put 2 goats, 2 sheep, and a calf in your arena, and make her keep all of those together because they don't have any thought process to stay with each other at all.
Yep.
And if she gets
Well,
over zealous, your 2 hair sheep are going to run because they're the flightiest. But then she's got to keep them hair sheep with that calf that never's going to take off running for no reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really good practice. Like, it's really, really good. I've done it quite a bit.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I don't think I can go into the sale barn anytime soon. She's going to have to deal with some weird things that I'll have to set up, but I don't know if I'll be able to set that up just yet.
Worst case scenario, take 2 of your hair sheep and put in with one of your calves down there at the
Yeah.
and make her keep them together.
Yep. Yeah. And she's it's crazy though, like on the cattle, how well, it's not great. Like it's fun to watch. I expect it, but on those calves or any cattle, her stock sense with them is just beautiful. She'll be 6 inches off them, just little tiny corrections. They don't. If one starts separating, she'll go over and correct it without biting. She rarely bites unless I ask her to, or it's something's trying to push over the top of her. She won't. She's not just going willy-nilly biting anything. And she'll be right on them and just walking them around wherever you want. But them sheep, when they start reacting and skooking and separating, it clicks in her brain to get a little fast, and she's just a little too green for it yet. She doesn't. It all gets too exciting for her, I guess, and she starts really trying hard to get them together. But some sheep that are a bit reactive will separate and run for their lives in different directions and quail out. And
that's 100% her fault. You know what I mean?
Oh yes,
that's her fault, and that's why I say a lot of times I think training calves lie to your dog.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's only so far you can advance your dog on training calves. And then you got to switch to sheep because the calves lie to them. They're just inherently lazy. They don't move as fast. They don't move as quick. They don't even care to go as far. Versus a sheep that gets scared. If your dog scares that sheep, then he's got a problem to deal with because they're like herding wasps, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I put her on like the replacement heifers and pull them in from the field with her. And she's
golden at it.
She's good at cow work.
Yeah.
Sheep work, she scatters them and gets just a little revved up.
Yep. That's exactly what you're saying. That's her level of ability. If you watch the heifers, they're not moving around like sheep, you know?
Yeah. No, exactly. And she's perfect for a cow operation, but we're going to work on her for the sheep where because he has cows and sheep. So no, the cows are solid. She's good at that.
Another one you can do is put her on 2 sheep because and make her keep those 2 sheep together. Because if they can get separated real easy when there's 2. Or I don't know, you know. Oops, I didn't mean to make that noise. But there's a lot of times when you're working 2 versus 3, the dynamics of the herd sticking together changes a whole bunch. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if you put her on 2 real flighty ones, and there's one that's always wanted to just bolt, and then make her keep that stuff together.
Yep. And that's I'll give it a whirl because I've worked on the sheep outside in the field that they come in, so there's lots of draws for them. So they're always, one's trying to leave, the other one's trying to stop, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And she doesn't lose them ever, and she does get them back together. It's just a little fast, and I'm worried, in that brush on a mountainside,
right?
You lose sight of them. If she doesn't lose sight of them, she's fine. Like she'll get them together and it'll be fine. But if she loses sight of them, I think she fixates on what she can see.
Yeah, and if she's too pushy, she'll split them up in that brush real quick, and she'll just come out with one sheep on the other end. I've seen it a few times. That's exactly what I was talking about with the herd. Like, you get 200 head out there, and that dog automatically gets back, widens out, and starts kind of looking at the picture. But when you get 3 in the sagebrush, that's hard for a good dog, you know?
Yeah. And these sheep are going to be, you know, they've been out there on their own for a couple months, you know?
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see where she goes. But yeah, I really like her. I really think she's a nice dog.
Yeah. Last time I seen her, she's coming along a long ways.
Yeah, she's really nice, but we'll see. We'll see how she continues with her training, and hopefully get another happy customer.
So we figured out on the last podcast that we announced we was going to go to Oregon, Klamath Falls, and come to find out that's one day before DJ's in Logan.
Yeah, we figured the dates out. So if you're expecting us, I'd love to go, but that's an expensive weekend.
Well,
like with everything together.
Shoot, what is that? Like 12 hours from Klamath Falls to even back to, well, maybe not quite 12, maybe 10 hours back to Logan that you're going to have to drive that night after you get done with that dog trial?
Yeah, it'd be 11.
I mean, if you'd quit hiding in the intermediate, we would just get up in the morning, make our runs, and head out. That'd be all right.
Yeah. That is true.
So,
that is true.
Steve, Jeannie, if you listen to this, freaking get him in the right spot. Come on.
Yeah, they're seeing that.
He's over there playing hide and seek.
Yep. If the dogs get good, we got to get them going. I don't have any good dogs.
You don't have any good dogs?
Not well. Good. Ready for not ready dogs. I guess they're not ready. A lot of them. Not ready. Not ready for the. Not ready for the.
You're not ready to go back into competition with the white boys yet?
No, I don't think they're ready to go in the competition with anybody just yet. But I got to keep going if we're going to get episodes. I can't sit at a trial and just watch. I have to be doing something. So
yeah,
because trials are about as boring as paint drying. To be honest with you,
it's kind of like watching a team roping.
Yeah, if you're not in the team, I'm with team rope and instant. If I'm not in it, then I ain't. I love golf, but I cannot watch it.
Right.
So unless I'm in it, I don't really care for it. I guess I'm selfish that way. But so yeah, unfortunately for them, they're going.
You know, they say that team roping is the most dangerous category in rodeo. You knew that, right?
No, I did not. I don't believe it. How so?
It's a stampede to the concession stands. Come on. That's funny.
What's that?
Every time team roping comes on in the rodeo, it's a stampede to the concession stands. It's the most dangerous category.
No,
most people get hurt.
Yeah, they get run over by the brake. Yeah,
twist your knee, freaking running your fat ass to the concession stand.
A lot of team ropers out there making a lot of money right now that would probably not be. They could care less if anyone's watching or not.
Yeah,
as long as the money's there.
Yeah, I guarantee it. I guarantee they don't care if someone's watching, and I guarantee they know that it's boring to watch.
Yeah. I did. We got a team roping this weekend actually, so I better mind my P's and Q's because I'm going to go to it.
The only person I ever knew that enjoyed watching team roping was my wife.
Yep, fair enough. I like watching the NFR.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, when the Olympics come on, I'll freaking watch a little figure skating. But you know, when it's the world title, it gets a little interesting when it's the best in the world.
You watch figure skating?
Do you know what figure skating is?
Yes.
Okay, so you've seen some of it.
Yeah, like on the commercials. I never
what commercial?
Figure skating champs is on.
What commercial?
The Olympics, they always have them, and then the people that have the ribbons and jump. 100%.
You watch the ribbon guys?
Yeah, they have them on all the time.
You watch
them on the commercials? Yes, they're the commercials.
I don't even watch commercials. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not. I haven't. I should, but I haven't watched the Olympics.
Sit down and get a little fixated on the flag people when the commercial flag people come on.
No, I might watch the Olympic boxing matches, but that's it.
Get off me. You try.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you watch your figure
When it's the
skating.
world championship, I watch tie down roping. When it's the world championship, I watch every aspect of
skating.
it. I think they should show the all the competitions that are in the NFR should be televised because I think everybody would watch them. I don't care if it adds four more days to the television series. I think people would watch them. I think they're crazy for not showing every event.
I think steer stripping, they got to try to keep away from Peter. I think they'll lose that sport if too many people see that live.
I think they should buckle down and man up and say, bull. I don't care what PETA says. We've been doing it for freaking 10,000 years and it's okay.
Yeah. PETA has a bit of they have big weights. They can get things cancelled.
Really?
Yeah. They can do it. But dog trialing's not on the list. I can tell you that.
No.
No, dog, we're safe.
Yep. No gripping.
Yep, we're safe for now. Yep. That gripping thing, and if they say thank you, that means you're done. Just for anyone interested in knowing that.
Yep. You told that story.
Yep. So, but no, I'm getting ready. I'll be DJ's trial, I think, is what, the 6th and the 7th of February. So in Logan. I don't know if it's just DJs. I think Lauren's just the biggest part. We cut out Lauren. She's a deadly competitor, and she's a big part of that trial too. So
absolutely,
you know what? DJ and Lauren's trial. That's where my new one is. So
yeah, we could just start calling it Lauren's trial. That'd be fine by me.
Yep.
She does most of the work, anyways.
she's
the one that hands you your money when you win. So
that's a good point.
Most important person there.
Yep. And there's a lot that goes into them. So, and I'm excited for that and keep working on the dogs. Hopefully they'll be a little more ready than they were yesterday.
Maybe we should do the math on that and see if we can pull that off. Go to Klamath and then make it back to DJ's that next night.
Yeah, no way.
Hey, why not? What is this? No way. What do you mean? You're literally half the distance I am from Klamath Falls.
Right.
And you're like, I can't drive from Klamath Falls to DJ's.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I got to hook back up to the kennel. We got to pull back in, hook up to the kennel, take it, get to DJ's at probably 1 or 2 in the morning, then trial at 7.
Well, enter in the open.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna hang out, get my dogs a little more sharp.
Yeah.
Gotta get me a keeper and take it.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't go to donate.
You're a sissy.
Yep.
What do you mean you don't go to donate? What does that have to do with Klamath Falls? You're not going to change your dog in one day. You're talking about running your dog at 10 o'clock in the morning at Klamath Falls and then getting in your truck and running the next morning at DJ's at 10 o'clock. What are you going to do different in your dog? You're not even going to work your dog that day. You're going to get hooked up to your camper and say goodbye to your wife and go pet all your dogs that you're leaving behind. And what are you talking about? Like,
what are you talking about?
That's going to change your outcome of being prepared for DJ's trial to not practice on the day of.
You were talking about entering the open, and then you jumped into this.
That's
your
why
dementia is something.
It isn't dementia. That's why you said I don't like being not prepared.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you was meaning nope. I don't like not showing up prepared. As in, you wasn't going to go to Klamath because you wouldn't be prepared for DJs. And I was like, shut up. That's one day.
You get on some rolls, man.
Yeah.
You get on some rolls.
It's probably best that we're freaking doing this over the telephone because I really want to jump over the microphone and slap you right now.
Yeah.
Feelings mutual.
Yeah. I just thought how tough you are. You bad son of a gun.
I want to spit and slobber and holler all over this freaking microphone.
Just mark that one so I know which one it is so I don't get
it. Okay, I get it. You don't want to go be
Klamath Falls.
Klamath Falls. You're scared.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so I'm going to get out there and work some dogs. I don't know what time this is, what you think, because my phone stopped recording. So
It's just only been 1 hour. Plus, you took siesta while your phone wasn't recording.
yeah. So I hope these over the phone ones are good because
A little more convenient.
a little more convenient. But I got some good people down here that we need to get interviewed. I got the Whiteleys down here, and
Yep.
they got a big horse breeding program, and they use dogs, and they run a lot of yearlings and their cow herd, and I think they're really interesting people. So I think got them on. Get old Eric Woman on. I got to get a hold of him.
Yep.
Get in contact with him,
I
and
think he's dodging you.
we'll see. And then, I think there's some good people to get
I'm gonna get a hold of
on
Brianna.
and listen.
I'm gonna get a hold of Brianna. Maybe I'll send her a message today.
Yeah,
See when she
Yeah.
wants to do it too. She's excellent trainer. Kicks our butt
That
at
can
the
be-
sheep trials when we show up. Freaking.
yep, she does.
I think she's got the Snapdragon stock dog page. Got some really cool
Yep.
stuff going on there. So
Yeah. Well, you need to. We'll interview her right after you come down here.
don't be a Nancy. We'll just get whoever we can get.
Yeah, I got some. There's a few people we can
She's
do.
halfway, so you can't even complain about that one.
I can because you haven't been to Nevada
It
for a
doesn't-
long time,
Just
and I've
because
been to Utah multiple times. So I am complaining.
I know,
And
but you don't come to Utah and do podcasts, though, is the problem. You just come and say hi and leave.
it's your turn. It's your turn.
It is. But that one's halfway, so whoever gets one first. Well,
I've got some. I've already got them. They're lined up. They're committed. We're
What
ready
day
to
are
go.
we doing it?
Whenever you want. Head down here. Head down here, actually, in saying that. I know this should probably not be on the podcast.
You've got it lined up. Yeah.
Yeah, head down to tomorrow. Team rope practice Friday night. Nathan Myers is going to be there, and team rope on Saturday. We can podcast these guys in the evenings. It'd be easy.
Nathan Myers actually going to be there.
That's what I've heard.
I'll see it when I believe it, or believe it when I see it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. He's doing it to prove me wrong.
Really? Good.
So, yep.
Good. Hope he does. He's
Yep.
coming. He's coming to team rope though, huh?
Yep. I think Brett was telling me he's going to bring some dogs, a couple horses, team rope, work dogs. Should be a fun time.
Friday night.
Friday night, Saturday, and I think he was planning on saying Sunday, but I don't know.
That'd be
I don't know.
interesting to come out, but didn't we just have a whole conversation about how boring it is to watch a bunch of freaking team ropers have fun with each other?
Bring a horse, or I'll supply you with one.
No.
You can enter.
No.
Not with me, but you can enter.
No. Yeah. I'm a little out of practice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's plenty of stairs to be run up, plenty of dog work, and my brother-in-law love for you to. My brother-in-law actually too, Steel Productions. They're putting the roping on, so
Nice.
you can use your dogs to run the stairs up. You can be
Nice.
that guy.
I can be that guy, huh?
I've been that guy. I don't mind doing it. It's pretty good.
It
for
is
dogs.
fun. It is a lot of fun. A lot
Yep.
of fun. Freaking.
Yep.
So what other trials are we going to go to besides Lawrence?
That's it.
Shut up. God, you're a
That's all.
pansy.
That's all I've got in the books for right now.
Haven't looked at any of the others?
No. I usually have my secretary do that.
Okay. Well, get your secretary on it, freaking, because there's quite a few trials going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yep.
freaking
Yep.
get something entered up.
No, you are my secretary.
No, you're funny. You're funny.
So no,
Why would I be your secretary? I've looked up like 10 trials, and you're like, no, I don't want to.
because you work for me. You just
Bancroft's a long ways away, Chance.
You inform me, and I
you
decide if I
whine.
need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, in middle of March, I'm going to Australia, so
Oh, yeah,
until
that's right.
the middle of May. So
Did you check your dates on DJ's or Lauren's trial?
no, that won't influence my decision, I guess.
Oh, really? It's a hard date that everybody picked, huh?
I think so.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe it'll fit. I hope it does, because that'd be cool.
I want to say it's the 13th or 14th, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But no, we'll go do that and then come back to see how much the dogs remembered after 6 or 8 weeks off.
Right.
Yeah, will be a good test.
Yeah, that's 100% because, you're talking about doing our competition dogs in March too. Mm-hmm. And maybe at DJ's trial, and then you go and put it off for a month. We got to get it done before you leave.
Yeah. Yep. All the time off might give you a chance to catch up with your hurt dog. So,
nah, we don't need to put it off that long. I think we can do it beforehand.
Well, good.
There it is. Found it. Hang on. Before you go trying to end the podcast again for the second time, it is March 13th and 14th. What day do you fly out?
I think it's the 15th.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
Yeah, too tight for you and your schedule.
Yeah. It could very well be.
My Lord. I'll guarantee you, you got this big fancy new calendar and bragging all about it. And freaking, you should sit down and enter some things in that calendar, a couple of things, like
I just didn't.
Like your dog competition you signed up for and some freaking dog trials that you signed up for and any of that stuff. When the family said, has anybody got anything going on the 15th? Like, no, I don't know. Godfrey.
What date is it in March?
What date is what in March?
The DJ and Lawrence
13th and 14th. You got the 6th and 7th of April and the 13th and 14th of March.
Look at that. I'm entering it in the calendar right now, but I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, now that do you already have your flights entered in the calendar?
No.
Oh, that is a cool calendar. Yeah, you're just been bragging for days about how cool that calendar is.
Yeah. See, it's entered in it. They're in it. We'll see where it lines up.
Calendar's as smart as the person that enters shit into it.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
He's like, why didn't it notify me? Crying out loud. All right.
Yep. Well, about that time.
Okay. Yeah. Travis wants off, folks. We got to get going. We got shit to do. He wants to get out in the snow.
Yeah. Let me get out there and get cold. I love it.
All right. You guys have a good one.
All right.
You can catch all our episodes of Stock Dogs Unleashed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Don't miss an episode. Hit that follow button. Without you guys showing your support, we can't keep growing. So join us every week for insights, laughs, and all things ranch life. But seriously, hit that follow button.